Hey, I literally just sat in front of the camera for probably a good almost 5 minutes frozen because that's what I've learned to do. When people talk about trauma, there's a lot of talk about fight or flight. The one thing that's not talked about often is the freeze. It's fight, flight, or freeze. And there's so many of us that have experienced sex abuse that go into freeze because that's what we've learned that keeps us safe. And so, knowing that I wanted to have this talk with you today, I was scared out of my mind and I went into freeze and I sat there frozen in front of the computer for 5 minutes. But we can't stay frozen because it's time for healing. That's evidenced by Me Too and Time's Up. So let's start the healing. I think that the healing begins with conversations, and Me Too and Time's Up, those are such great. They're so great because they brought so much awareness to just how rampant sex abuse is within our country and sex assault and all of the other things that Me Too encompasses. That's great, and it's so important. But what's not happening that I've seen are the conversations, the real conversations. And I feel that it's really important to have these conversations, no matter how difficult they are. And I wanted to share with you today my reasons of why I believe that this conversation is so important. First of all, for me, I've had a lot of feelings throughout my life that I couldn't understand, that didn't make sense. The feelings that I am most familiar with are the feelings of being unseen, of being unheard, of feeling unsafe, even in situations where I knew that I had no reason for feeling unsafe. I have felt unworthy. Most importantly, I've felt broken. And that led me to want to describe all of the other things that I have felt and that I do feel about myself and about my sexuality. And it came out in this piece of paper that I filled up to the core. And it includes not only broken, but includes words like just a body, keep the peace, caged, silenced, pain, confusion, shame, embarrassed, disgusting, no protection, dehumanized, uncomfortable, clueless, numb, others know better than me, damaged, isolation, naive, and there's countless others on here. One in particular that I've carried with me is an anger, and it's anger at people when I knew I didn't have any real reason to feel angry. And I've spent most of my life feeling angry and unhappy, even when I knew I had everything going for me and there was nothing happening in my life that I shouldn't be grateful for. And I didn't know all of these things to be a product of sex abuse because nobody talks about it. Nobody says, hey, me too. I have felt that too. And so I'm here to say, I have felt that too. I'm here to say that I am willing to go there with you. I am willing to talk with you. I've spent a lot of time in therapy throughout my life, going from therapist to therapist, not really getting the healing that I needed. And I've seen energy healers, and I've tried everything to fix me because I felt so broken. And it's taken me so many years to realize that that fix was never going to come because I'm not broken. And you're not broken. And what I really needed was to be seen and heard. But living in a culture that we live in where this isn't talked about, when I tried to bring it up and when I tried to say it, people turn from me and they go, I don't know what you're talking about, Melinda. There's no reason for you to feel this way. They get really uncomfortable and don't know what to say, don't know what to do. And when it came time where I knew that I needed something to change, I reached out to a therapist and specifically said to my husband, I had to have somebody that had been through it too. I needed somebody to hear me that had been through it too. Somebody that could understand the level of pain, somebody that could understand how it permeates every facet of your life. There is nothing untouched in my life by sex abuse. Excuse me, now I'm spitting. And that was really hard pill to swallow, to make that realization, because in areas where I thought I was going along just fine, it was there too. And so I wanted to come on here and talk to you today because I want to start the conversation. I want to cry with you. I want to feel pain with you. I want to be angry with you. And I went to group therapy. This is one thing I haven't mentioned. I went to group therapy, and my problem with group therapy, which is great, and I think it's so important for some people, but it didn't work for me because those were victims in that room. And I wasn't a victim, and I knew I wasn't a victim. So to stay in a group of people who want to stay in victimhood didn't help me. It didn't help me feel seen or heard. It made me feel ostracized, even from the very group that I should be able to feel some form of camaraderie with. And so who I'm here for are the warriors. I am here to talk to the warriors. If you are a warrior and you're ready for the conversation and you're ready to see that the enemy is not them, the enemy is within. The enemy is that piece of you that's within, that's keeping you small and keeping you safe, which has been a really good thing. It was important to keep you safe, but it's not needed anymore. We're beyond that. We're beyond that phase where we need to be kept safe. We are strong. And we are ready to heal. And so if you're ready to heal with me, if you're ready to have these conversations with me as a warrior and not as a victim, I invite you to please reach out to me and tell me what I can do, because I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to move forward. But I know I want to move forward with you. What do you need? What do you need from me? Do you need to feel heard? Do you need to feel seen? Because I can hear you and I can see you. I can witness you. Do you need action steps? Do you need a community that will help walk the path with you? If that's what you need, let's do that. Let's create that. We can do this together. We can do hard things together. I love you. I see you. And we are strong. We are warriors.